Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your time zone and depending from where you're watching us from. This is Biafra Watchman TV. We are live and we are direct. We are here once again to bring you the gospel of redemption. We are here once again to speak that be that truth without fear of failure. If today is the first time of coming across our video, please like, subscribe, and share. Very, very important. Quick one. I believe you all know this guy, man. VDM, very dark man. The only man that only his riot is more than NSAS riot. Only his riot, only his riot on social media is more than end bad government riot. What am I saying? There's this trending, his video has been trending since either yesterday or the day before yesterday. What he talked about people who claim that they love Igbo so much. One thing I like this guy is this: he's a very destabilized person. He say it the way it is without fear or favor, without looking face. Very courageous and bold. You know, he said now it's obvious that people who claim that they love Igbo, that people who claim that what is happening in Ali Igbo touches them so much. He said it's now obvious that in actual sense, they don't love Igbo. The reason why is this. Now the IBB launched his book and revealed one of the truths, which we know that a lot of things Nigeria or other tribes in Nigeria are using to blackmail and say or tell all manner of lies about Igbo or against Igbo. IBB released only one, which is Igbos are not the architect or that 1966 coup that is not an Igbo coup, that other tribes in Nigeria were all involved. Even the Yorubas that pushed that narrative on media, and the narrative have been selling for decades. They even have more participants in that very queue, more than the Igbos. He said now, for Igbos to come forward, those people that claim they love Igbo so much, those people that claim that they are the how will I put it now? They are the intelligentsia of Igbo tribe. We don't see them. Those people that always rush to AIT, BBC, Igbo, name all those stations, channels, and Arise News. Those that always rush there to go and complain what MNK was doing before they kidnapped him from Kenya and renditioned him to Nigeria. Those that wrote petitions, series of petitions to Finland for them to extradite Simon, they are nowhere to be found. Rather, the so-called Ohanese was demanding 10 trillion. Now they are now measuring the lives of their people with money, monetary value. Instead of them to come forward to demand one, I've said this thing in my previous video, demand for them to release all the political prisoners they held in different solitary confinements. Come up with a strong demand. In all, Nigeria have to come to round table so that they will discuss on referendum, so that Igbos will do what? Will go their separate ways because they've had it enough. Instead of them to come up with tangible thing, they were nowhere to be found. They all gone silent. Even the people who are now speaking up are the people whom we've not seen. Talking about Igbo, Ali Igbo, or talking about Igbo tribe. They are the people speaking up now. You will watch some of them here. You will watch some of their videos here. You know, this is time for them to prove that they love Igbo. Come up with that's why I love Trump. Trump said, if you want to negotiate, you negotiate with a very, how will I put it now? You negotiate with a very tangible something, in the sense that you present your what you will place on demand for your negotiation to be to be something that will worthwhile, to be something that generations to come will benefit from it. Well, you say "Hey, this one is not a businessman. This one is don't know how to negotiate." It's time for people who claim to love Igbo to come forward. Now the truth have been revealed. Just one of other things they are using against Igbo have been revealed. They all gone mute, gone silent. Also, like Gowon said, he said Ojuku that Igbos never prepared for war or never wanted to go into war, that it was Ojukwu that forced them or led them into war. When this thing was much, he ran away. They used the word ran away. This has been the narrative they've been projecting on media for years, for decades. But today, we've come to realize, well, listen to what one man said here. He said Ojukwu never ran away. Even in that very war, even at the heat of war, the people that died or the people that died of bullets is very few. It was when Gowon introduced that starvation is when Biafran started buying. They blocked the high sea where things were coming from, and it's Britain. It's this Britain. They blocked it. Federal troops of Nigeria, they heard it. They hear them. So in what this man, in his submission, he said Ojukwu was never a coward. He have seen that his people are dying of hunger and starvation. And he can't stand by to watch them die. And this happens to be innocent women and children. This is a pure war crime, but nobody, even that Gowon, is still alive. The whole people that participated in that very war, some of them have died, some of them are still alive. And International Criminal Court have not called them. Look at what they are doing in Ukraine. Russia, Putin is causing war crime. This one, he bombed a civilian populated place. Whereas during the Biafra genocide, not even war, when the whole world conspired to get rid of Biafra, they introduced the most harsh. Even we've not seen this in the history of this world, that you starved people, you are fighting. When you have more allies to fight them more than them, you are fighting them with your foreign allies. You still do what? Placed restriction of food. Even people who want to supply, like Red Cross and Caritas, I wanted to supply a lot of food to Biafrans via coastal side, via sea. Britain blocked that access with their warship. They committed a genocide. Nobody is talking about it. But you have watched. I can't watch my people buy. He now left Ivory Coast. So that this thing they placed, that embargo they placed on food entering Biafra land should be lifted so that his people will eat. But based on battle tested, Nigeria here them, we all read and we heard the story of Abagana sector. There are many sectors where Biafran troops dealt with Nigeria severely. Just imagine, just a tribe, the whole world, because they are talking about Third World War. In Biafra is where they fought the Third World War, because the whole world ganged up against Biafra. Are we talking about the Arab world? They ganged up as a bloc to support Nigeria. Even hospitals, marketplaces, They bombed it, which is against the ethics of war. But in Biafra, it happened. Till today, nobody have been held accountable. No single body have been held accountable. Any small thing, you know how we dealt with you people during the war, as if it is between Nigeria and Biafra. If it is between Nigeria and Biafra, Nigeria will stand. Nigeria will stand. If not, the Sabo we witnessed during the war, like Mojeku, they gave money to go and buy arms. The guy ran away with the money. With this, exactly what we are seeing today again in Biafra struggle. Look at the resources Biafrans are contributing. Ngozi is using the resources to do whatever she wants. I don't know what history will remember that woman for. I pity the family because if Arjuna, more Jeku family, we know how the family, you cannot see them, anybody from that family, to be bold enough to say, so person, more Jeku, Asiko Babia, if Arjuna, and from that family. These men I mentioned are my grandfather or great grandfather. Nobody will be bold enough to say so because what they committed then is haunting the family today and will continue to haunt the family till eternity. That's the danger of one indulging in sabotage when it comes to something collective interest of a people. That is why one have to be very, very careful because you will not know the effect that time. But in the nearest future or in the future, you will know all those things you are doing now, believing that nothing will happen. You will know the effect. You will know the consequences because your children and their lineage will suffer the consequences. Maybe by that time, you will not be alive like Aseko Babia, Ifajuna, and the Mojeku. So what am I saying in a nutshell? To people, very soon, since they've come up with that 1960s queue, was not an Igbo queue, they will, who knows, the next one they will review because they have a lot. Instead of these guys that call themselves Ohades and Igbo or Igbo intelligentsia, at least they start from that 3 hour, from their own mouth. They said they will make sure that they implemented 3R, which is they called reconstruction, rehabilitation, and reconciliation. None of these 3Rs that came from their mouth they've executed or they've accomplished. This Biafra land you are seeing was built by Biafra. I could remember when IBB came to Onitsha after the war, he was surprised. He said, so this place, they bombarded like tomorrow no day. There are these mansions here. As at then, 4-4 decking. In that mina where he come from, how many 4-4 decking is in that mina where he come from? How many? Obasanjo in that village, that is his village. Even that altar, which we know how that altar, because when they do Operation Feed the Nation, they map out that land for agriculture. But when he was the president, he took the land. In that vicinity, how many 4-4 decking is in that vicinity? How many 4-4 decking? Are we talking about Gowon? Gowon, his own is that he cannot even go to his community or to his village and sleep overnight. Or go to Juku. Go to Juku house, Ojuku that they called rebel. Go to his house, go to his town. when you talk about the most industrialized place in Nigeria, you cannot say it without mentioning Nnewi. Mentioning Nnewi, where Ojukwu came from. And it happens that the community where Ojukwu come from is where Innocent is manufacturing his car. The first certified indigenous manufacturing company owned by indigenous of Nigeria, or owned by indigenous from that enclave. First indigenous, certified indigenous, that produce 70% of the whole car products, car parts, produced right there in Nnewi, where Ojukwu came from. Ojukwu come from, rather. But go and check these men that fought him, that called him rebels. Go and check their community. Go and check their village. It's totally desolated. Niger. Bandits have taken over Niger. Bandits have taken over Niger. Go on Lantan, where he came from, or come from, rather. Bandits have taken over that place. Theophilus Danjuma at a point came out. Taraba, bandits have taken over Taraba. Where this Theophilus Danjuma come from? Bandits have taken over that place. At a point, he came out and started lamenting. He said, military are not neutral. Military are not neutral. They are colluding with terrorists to exterminate his people. Excuse me. He's advising them to arm themselves. Theophilus Danjuma advising his kinsman to arm themselves, because if they fail to do so, bandits will overrun them. These are the men that fought Ojukwu. Check Ojukwu, where Ojukwu come from. It's one of the fastest growing towns in Nigeria. Who God has blessed, no man can curse. This is the evidence that this man ganged up with Britain and other world to fight the children of light. Their places are desolated, whereas they look at it, talk of Southeast. People, individuals, they are developing their place. They are not looking for government because they know that government will not do anything. Most of the schools, churches, name it, they were all built by community and individuals. So when it comes to that reconstruction, the Nigerian government didn't honor their words. Are you talking about rehabilitation? They never rehabilitated our people. We rehabilitated ourselves by ourselves. We nurtured the injury. We endured the agony. We encouraged ourselves. We elevated ourselves. We helped ourselves to become what we are today. This is the reality. So instead of this Ohanese and the so-called Igbo intelligentsias to come out, to place a solid demand to crown it all, they will not ask Nigeria government or Abuja regime to fix a date for referendum so that their people, their children who never witnessed the war, that are suffering the effect of that war and effect of the lies they told about their parents that have led them to massacre them in number, that their children will determine if they will still continue with Nigeria or they will stand on that thing that made them to fight for the what? to liberate themselves from Nigeria, to know if their children still stand on that. You can't see them. Anyways, if somebody wants to be governor of Anambra State, he will go to North to get approval. If not, he didn't approve you, you cannot be the governor of Anambra State. And none, not that the people from the North will come, because they said, according to them, politics is all about number. Not that the people from the North will load their people to come and vote, so that the vote will be shared. Nothing of such. It's still Anambrarians that will vote, the Igbo people that will vote you into power. But you don't regard their votes as something that will make you to come to power. Rather, a satisfaction, this thing, an approval of somebody, the far north, that will make you to be the governor of a state where they bury their placenta. No because be that. No because be that. So we've all seen that the war, and what led to the war, which is now 1966 Q, Igbos are innocent. I greet you all, genuine Biafrans, peace and love. Come across this video, like and share.
So I'm going to say this thing without holding back anything, right? The truth is that a lot of these Igbo youths, especially those ones on Twitter, I'm beginning to believe that a lot of you are politically sponsored and politically motivated to say a lot of things. A lot of you just lie and hide under the, oh, we are standing for Indigbos. The Indigbo are marginalized, blah, blah, blah. A lot of you lie. Every day you say you stand up for Igbo. This IBB's book, this IBB's new revelation is supposed to be a kickoff point to actually come out and talk. Actually come out and demand. We see your forefathers suffer for how many years? Finally, one truth don't come out. Finally, that's not the whole truth though. Finally, IBB decides, okay, won't give you now one truth. It was not an Igbo coup. It was a narrative pushed against the Igbos, which led to a lot of buying, which led to a lot of destruction to the Igbo names. And finally, this man can't talk. I would say now, I see the expression, okay, yes, I will see some bunch of Igbo youth for streets. At least do a peaceful protest, do a peaceful walk for your forefathers were by because of this lie. Just do one small walk, maybe like 500 Igbo youth, just walk, do something. Nothing. None of the Igbo influencers, none of the Igbo celebrities did nothing. But every day when somebody talk about maybe one of our brother where they do bad, now go say, why is he always attacking the Igbos? He hate the Igbos. Nobody hate the Igbos more than the Igbos. I said it. Nobody hates the Igbos more than the Igbos. Before you start fighting other people, you have to first fight within yourself. I never see an Anambra man where stand up. I never see a Enugu man where stand up. I never see a Ebonyi man where stand up. I never see this guy stand up. Just do a walk for your forefathers. Do one. Una to stay for Twitter up and down. No walkings. If one Yoruba man talk, Igbo. If after man talk, Igbo. If another time, Igbo. But no walkings. Your forefathers will be embarrassed. They'll be ashamed. They'll be rolling in their grave. You can say very dark about one trace cloud, no problem. Say anything you want to say. But I just have to get this off my chest. Shame on all of you. Shame on all of you. All of you. I said the way a lot of these Igbo big men, the way they shut up for this news. The way a lot of them, I see they don't even hear what the man talk. They shut up. Mono Toko. They be our sponsors. They go always act as if, okay, yes, they support Indigbos for public. But for back, they go collect finance from the same people where they claim say they fight. And I want you, a lot of you, the youth, I want you people to understand today that all this tribalism and everything, now from down, oh, you see at the top, it's not like that, oh. Those guy men, they flex, they do things together. They chill. I see I don't even see a campaign that says arrest IBB, let him pay for his crime. Again, you cannot cry more than the bereaved. One, they talk to one Igbo guy, no be even Igbo guy, that guy said, na Igbo Ijo. One Ijo guy and I just met a few days ago from Bayelsa. He talks, very dark man, yeah, this protesting you're talking about, man, let's do it. I say, my brother, I feel stand up now, say, okay, yes, for what the Igbo went through, okay, I say, concern Nigeria, when I feel say, okay, yes, true, they marginalize them. I say, I think I placard Wakana, somebody go to you dey chase clouds, you just want to get followers. That's what they always say. They don't believe anybody if you say something genuinely, unless if the person won't gain. And that is the problem I have. I say, but tomorrow, talk about, say, be Lord, do this one, do this one. Maybe one Igbo man just crossfire, enter inside where very dark man lying there. He doesn't like Igbos. Oh yeah, you were like Igbos. Where are you now? Go now. Come out now. Come and represent your people now. They don't talk true. Where go clear your name? Your ancestors' name, you go clear them. Come outside. They don't clear their name. Come outside, come talk. Come outside, come stand. No. Oh yeah, bargain. Say me they live in Amdikalu. No. Shame on all of that, especially those ones on Twitter, no level. Not even on our own talk from today. See, I can never take any of you serious again. Never. Now no get level. Now no get one level, now no get rubbish.
Igbos never lose any war. Neither will Nigerians are the one that fought Igbos or fought that Biafran war. It was British and Russia supplying them weapons. And when they discovered that the weapons they are supplying cannot penetrate, Awolowo will come in. I will always say it. It was Awolowo, British, and the Russians that fought the Biafrans. It was not Nigerians. It was not the Hausa people. So when Awolowo deployed his massive strategy of hunger, Ojukwu, being a wise man, being a hero, being a man that loves his people, decided to say, let me give a chance. Instead of me watching my people to die, since they are blocked, the Cameroonians have blocked where they can use to bring food, and then there's no food coming. What the sense? What a good father. What a good father. We watch his children dying of hunger and he will not want to do anything. And that's why I decided to give chance and say, okay, no problem. A man who fight and run away lives to fight another day. But war is not good, so I don't advise that we fight again. But if you don't know anything about that war, don't come and be speaking. Ask anybody that fought along Nigerian side about Abagana. Ask them, ask the Nigerian soldiers who fought alongside Nigerian side. What happened in Abagana? Show me one single place that were able to penetrate. It was hunger that made. Watching a small children dying, old women dying, and people dying, Biafrans have to say, okay, no need of killing our people. Let's throw the towel, and they throw the towel. Ojukwu never betrayed his people. Ojukwu never run away. Ojukwu is not a coward. If you are calling Ojukwu a coward, it simply means that Jonathan is a coward. When he watched what is happening in Nigeria, he refused to lay what happened in that 1967 war happen again when he had a election with Muhammad Buhari. He started to say, take over instead of force to happen again. They are not cowards. They are wise people, and they are heroes. My name is Dados, and I'm saying I am proudly Igbo man. If you want to know that Biafrans are strong, ask people what happened in Abagana.
People behaving like cowards. You allowed the Igbos to kill your brother and you can't do anything. So it was that same type of instigation that made the armies in the northern tribes to now begin to think of revenge. So they now planned their own coup against Aguiyi. Aguiyi was just unfair in the whole arrangement. He was doing his best to reconcile every party. He has called meetings with all the emirs in the north, trying to pacify them. That's why he still retained the northern as his ADC, as against the advice of some Igbo leaders that he should change him, which is T.Y. Danjuma. So all I'm saying that I have done a lot of research. I have read widely enough to come to the conclusion that British people connived with other, super powers in the country, like Russia and Israel, and some Egyptians. They came and murdered a lot of Igbos between 1967 and 1970, just to create a way for them to subdue the Igbo people and allow them to continue to formulate policies that doesn't favor the country. Because the July 66 coup that killed Agui, not only did it kill Agui, it killed Nigeria as a whole. Because 450 military officers, military commanders of Igbo extraction, army engineers, were killed within 2 days between Lagos cantonment and the Abeokuta cantonment. And the strength of this nation, was built around this same army. The engineers, the intelligence, everything that could have hold and form a nation and take this country to a greater height was wiped away within 2 days by the coup instigated by, second coup instigated by British people. So what I'm trying to say in conclusion is that the greatest enemy Nigeria has is the British people. Because they continue to maneuver us and manipulate us, take our money to build their country in London, and now begin to ask us to come with. So initially, we don't go to Britain with visa. It was an open trip. But when they have taken all our money, put us in confusion, they tied their border. Now we can't come in unless you come with their visa. So what I'm telling you guys, know where the problem is coming from. However, God has given me the ability to interpret it, and I can equally give you guys the solution to this problem when the time comes. Wait for the next message. Take care. Bye.